I was more pleasantly surprised when I didn't have like a certain celebrity in mind. When I had goals like that, I just knew that like my partner was there, and then I just kind of enjoyed the journey of it. It wasn't like, oh, this is who I want, this is who I want. It wasn't like that. It was just you know, if they came in front of me, they wanted to have a relationship, then, you know, I'd be like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, let's see where this leads to. It was always that. It was just, let's see where this leads to. You know, I can't predict. I just don't know. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I just knew right away. He was the one, or she was the one I pictured my whole life with. You know, I know every relationship, you have to put like, you have to work things out. Like, you have to compromise, you have to put in, it's not really work, but it's just pretty much like, if you can find a solution in your workplace, and you can find a solution or solutions in relationships, and in the end, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like, you have to fire someone, right? At workplace, you fire people. You do the same thing in relationships. So it's no different. People look at it as a huge loss. I understand it's a loved one, but I don't believe, you know, it's actually that dramatic of a loss. Like, the person isn't dead. They're just living, but they're living away from you. And that's fine. It's no different than firing somebody at your workplace. You don't cry over like losing them. The only thing the person's crying over, like their personality, you know, that they enjoyed being around. Like their personality that they didn't get a chance to learn, or that they loved. My very first relationship, I was a very quiet person. And there was a guy, he was so expressive, like so happy, anything and everything, without hesitation, he would just say it. And I loved him for that. Now that I think about it, I mean, he was my puppy love, my first puppy love. Now that I actually think about it, I was devastated when we broke up, when he broke up with me. But now that I think about it, it wasn't him I was in love with. It was actually the energy he exuded, like the way he was able to express himself without any hesitation, and the happiness he wanted to share and just like put out there without any hesitations again. I mean, that's what I loved. For the most part, I wanted to be around it, yes. But it was really, I was envious after that relationship. When he broke up with me, I realized that I want to learn that to get over it. It was just the one relationship for me, I'll be honest. That was the major one for me. And I couldn't understand why, and I wouldn't let go. But finally, when I was true to myself, like basically the word true, let me replace it because there's a similar word, honest. When I was honest with myself, that's when I realized it wasn't the physical body I was admiring, or the thought, or what have you. It was just like a behavior that I wanted to embrace and exude myself. Basically, I wanted to talk to the world, and I couldn't. For whatever self-limitations I put on myself, for no reason at all. Those are the invisible walls I created, right? It might be that you're trying to hold on to, of that person, or of why you're not letting them go. But it wasn't until leaving that relationship where I actually took that step to learn that for myself. And then, in turn, loving me more. Not him. A lot of the time, I think we mislabel things. You know, based on like movies we've watched, or even like repetitions of loved ones that have gone through the same kind of like holding on to relationships. It's time for you to practice and acquire that ability that you admired or envied for so long in your partner. And, you know, like, okay, let's say if you had to do your ABCs for like 10 years and teach the ABCs over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, all the way to Z, like every single day, every single hour for like years, you know, even like a decade, could you do it? Do you want to do it? The answer is no. It's just like the other person. Like, they can only teach for so long. By that time, they're just tired. They just want to move on. And a lot of the times they're like, okay, just fire me or I quit, kind of thing, in that relationship. So, you know, when an employee leaves an organization, you don't go running after them. No, 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 no. You know, you keep your own dignity and the dignity of the company intact without running after them. Intact without running after them. So do the same thing with relationships. Let them go. It's time for you to practice and acquire that ability that you admired or envied for so long in your partner. That you know, I mean, it's time. That's pretty much what every end of every relationship is all about. It's just, you know, it says, okay, it's time for you to do the work now. Let me know what you think, and any topics of conversation do you like for me to post on my YouTube. I can't say that they're timely. I do kind of go through long periods of times of pause. Anyhow, talk to you later. Bye.
Subscribe.